Thanksgiving. He puts them up, and they're awesome. So with that, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Chief Kern, will you please, Mr. DiGiulio, will you please lead us in prayer? Councilman?
Father, tonight as we prepare to deliberate the business of this, the great city of Danbury, we humbly ask that everyone gathered here keenly feel your presence upon us. Grant that we may love our neighbors according to your grace and live at peace with all peoples. Cleanse our hearts of envy, impatience, and ill will. Fill us with kindness and compassion that we may rejoice in the happiness and success of others and share with them in their sorrows, so that we may live and work together as your children. May all our decisions tonight be balanced and prudent, always remembering that our first duty is to all of the citizens of our great city, both today and for the future. Once again, we ask for your blessing in watching over our men and women in our armed forces, as well as those our allies. Please continue to bless our great city and these United States of America. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Curran? Haddad? Knapp? Levy? Seabury, Stanley? Wetmore? Fox? Priola? DiGiulio? Cavo? Sadi? Visconti? Palma? Arconti? Nero? Perkins? Chinese? Rotella? Leola? Scazzafava? 20.
I heard that, Mr. Scazzafava. There be 20 present, one absence. Let the record reflect that Ms. Stanley is out of town on business tonight. First 30 minutes of each city council meeting are reserved for public speaking. If any member of the public wishes to address the city council this evening, you must address them about an item that is specifically on the agenda, and you must be a resident and or taxpayer of the city of Danbury. With that, is there any member of the public that wishes to address the council this evening? Mrs. Weller.
Hi, I'm Lynn Waller. I live at 83 Highland Avenue in Danbury.
Here's my list.
I come today to address you on several different items. Item 3 is the Commission on Aging. And I'm glad that you're updating this ordinance. But nowhere in it did I see that the Commission on Aging could or should work to help seniors find housing or to bring senior housing to the city. Remember in 2000 when HEVCO did the senior housing study, and it showed that we were 4,000 units shy for seniors, and yet no one seems to be addressing that problem. And I don't know why we can't find somebody to help us with that. I know what's coming to the police station, but it's nowhere near 4,000. So if people could think about that, I would appreciate it. Number 15, this is the ad hoc committee on the lease at 84 Hospital Avenue. I am sad that the city finally gave in to the request, as it has been turned down several times. I hope, though, that you add to the lease or license for this property that if the school needs it, that the property would come back. If the school needs it for its own expansion, that the property would automatically come back to the city at no expense, meaning we would not have to pay for the parking lot the doctor is putting into that property. I read the very tall, tiny print, hard on old eyes. I read the entire ad hoc committee for the Whalers, and I don't know how many thank yous you're going to get, but I'm thanking you for standing to your guns. I'm sorry. If you want to change it in the future, that's fine. But if they've owed this money all along, they should pay it. And I appreciate your standing up and saying that, because otherwise the taxpayers would have to make up the difference. And a lot of us don't go to the ice rink. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Waller. Any other members of the public wish to address the council this evening? Members of the public wish to address Mr. Gucker.
Ken Gucker, 89 Padenham Road, Danbury. Item number 15, the lease agreement with the parking. I know in the past this has come up many times, and I've spoken against it. Believe it or not, after talking with Councilman Rotello and seeing where this would actually be and looking at the site itself, I think it's a good idea. As long as this parking lot will be built behind the parking lot that is already there, which is behind the building at 84 Hospital Avenue, I don't see it as being a problem. I do ask, though, a number of things that you consider when you're writing this lease agreement. Number one, I understand that we will be able to use this parking lot for sporting events that will happen up at the field just above this. I ask that you make sure that that stays in the lease agreement. Number two, looking at the way that the field is built in comparison to where this parking lot should be, we should put in provisions for some sort of trail or staircase or something to be able to get from said parking lot up to this field area, because, yes, it is a rather steep incline to get from one spot to another. And then third, possibly maybe some signage to go in there notifying people that are using the space that permitted parking for said events would be from, hours to hours or weekends or whatever, whenever the doctor's office wouldn't be open, just so that you don't have people parking there to maybe go use the school for another thing and then arbitrarily be towed or moved or whatever may happen, causing some problems down the road. So these are just a couple ideas to maybe put into the lease to make sure that we get everything that we need. And I would second what Lynn Waller said, as well as that if the city ever needs the parking lot back, that we have a provision to be able to get it back. So believe it or not, I'm actually in favor of us leasing off some city property and not standing here demanding that you hold on to it. Item number 16, the Whalers. The thing that bothered me the most, what's been done is done, what is owed, and I'm not even going to get into, how we got there or where they're with the, as far as the expenses and how we got there. The thing that bothers me and has bothered me from the beginning is the fairness and the transparency and the requirements necessary for anybody doing business downtown as far as what they're dealing with now. And it has to do with the protection with the police department and the fire watch coverage. It was mentioned at the last council meeting that the reason for the fire watch was, because of the improvements that were done to the ice arena by Mr. Galante, that we had a temporary CO, and as a way of getting around that was to have 2 fire watch individuals there, fire marshals be there, due to the inadequacies of the fire suppression system. That I understand. I don't necessarily agree with it, and I think I said last time that I felt that we really needed to enforce getting the building up to code and getting a legitimate CO, because, quite honestly, I wouldn't feel comfortable with being in a building that should have fire suppression and doesn't, and it's substituted by basically lifeguards watching the pool. Now, my understanding is that it's been looked at, and I'm not sure what the status of the fire system is, but what I found kind of disturbing in the ad hoc report was that things have kind of changed in regard to the fire watch. Now we're to a point where the fire marshal has stated that they've gone in and they've checked and doors have been inoperable, locked, et cetera, et cetera. Well, not to split hairs, I would think that would be a problem or an issue with the property owner, with the person who owns the building. And regardless of whether it's the Whalers being there or whether it's open skate or anything else, these areas should be operational at all times. You know, as I've mentioned earlier in another arrangement, you know, being someone that has been trapped in a fire, I know what it's like when an egress door is not available or you can't get out of a burning building. You know, this should be something as a safety issue regardless of who or what is operating in the building and should be addressed. The idea that now we need at least one fire watch person for anybody that's from 500 down to 1 has to be present in the building now. Whereas before we had a CO that I believe was for a building of 700 or 800 seats before the additions. Now we need to have a fire watch person there for that point. And the reason why I bring these things up is if these conditions are apparent at the building, wouldn't they be applicable to anything that goes on in the building?
No, it's somebody in the back.
Oh, okay. It's old habits. You know, if these safety issues are actually there, then I think they need to be addressed for no matter what is happening in the building, whether it be the Whalers, whether it be any of the other events. The issue, you know, of these, the reason why I bring these up in the response to the Whalers is that if we are trying to encourage or we're trying to get these costs down in the future, if we're trying to encourage them to stay in Danbury or even continue to do business in Danbury, in a time that it's very tough to bring people into downtown, we're trying to revitalize downtown, and also during a time of the year that downtown Danbury isn't really a destination spot. I mean, most people aren't going to downtown Danbury in the dead of the winter when it's ice cold. They're probably staying home trying to stay warm. You know, as Mr. Devine said last month at his last meeting, you know, how much it helps downtown businesses, how it helps his business, how it helps the parking garage, et cetera, et cetera. So I urge you to look at all these costs, and if anybody who's in business for themselves, like Mr. Levy and others would attest to, the bottom line is cutting your overhead. And if we could somehow help them with these issues, help them give it a reason to be able to stay and make it affordable, maybe we can deal with these costs going forward. Thank you for your time.
Is there any other member of the public that wishes to address the council this evening? Any other member of the public? Seeing none, then we'll move on with our regularly scheduled meeting. I have several announcements to list off, but before I do that, we are privileged to have with us Ron Agard, who will share some thoughts about his new position as it relates to veterans. Very quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. I just wanted a quick opportunity to say hello. I'm still a part of the Danbury community. Most of you recognize me from being in uniform, being a member of the 411 Civil Affairs. Now my new role in Danbury is a part of the SSVP program, Service Support for Veterans and Their Families, with the priority being on eliminating homelessness in the veteran population. So I just wanted to say hi. I never left you. I just changed uniform, and I'm still helping my fellow service members. I will leave. I will leave some brochures with our cards in your travels and just about town. If you see someone, which is normal, lend them a hand. But if you know they're a veteran, send them to me. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. We appreciate your service to our country and also your service to our veterans now in your new role. So congratulations, and look forward to working with you.
Thank you. I just made a mess.
That's all right. No problem. Okay, we have a couple of other announcements I just want to share. On March 3rd is Councilwoman Stanley's wedding anniversary, which is yesterday. And March 25th is her birthday, but I'm not supposed to tell you that. So we all know. So let's give her a round of applause, even though she's not here. Tomorrow we have a number of swearing-ins coming up, starting with the fire department swearing-ins here at 11 a.m. On March 6th, we have the police department swearing-ins. That's at 10 a.m. here in the council chambers. March 8th, we'll be cutting the ribbon on a new bank over at Stu Leonard's Plaza. March 9th, don't forget to set your clocks forward. On March 11th also, Dunkin' Donuts at the south end of Main Street will be cutting the ribbon on their new facility. March 14th is the Eggs and Issues Breakfast at Ethan Allen for the state legislature. March 19th is the Amos House Spring Breakfast. March 20th is the MCCA Annual Awards Dinner at the Matrix. March 22nd is the Immaculate High School Gala. And March 26th, for those that are interested from the City of Danbury or City Council, the Danbury Chamber Economic Forecast Breakfast is actually very interesting to attend. They usually have a national or statewide economics person that comes in and kind of explains the lay of the landscape over the last year and then makes projections for the year going forward. He includes, or she includes, not only all the state of Connecticut, but also the greater Danbury area. So it's actually pretty interesting if you have an opportunity and you like to attend. These by no means are not all of the meetings and events going on in the city of Danbury, but we just certainly wanted to point them out to you. At this time, we'll ask for the minutes, Mr. President, for the February 4th, 2014, and the special meeting held on February 24th, 2014.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion that we waive the reading of the minutes, as all members have copies for both meetings, and copies of both meetings are on file in the Legislative Assistance Office for review.
Motion been made and seconded by Councilman Perkins. Any discussion related to the minutes as presented? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds on acceptance of the minutes. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Majority Leader, may we have the consent calendar, please?
Yes, you may. Consent calendar, March 4th, 2014, reads as follows.
I lost it.
Number 5, receive the communication, approve the use of funds as certified by David St. Hilaire, Director of Finance for Emergency Medical Dispatch and Power Phone Certification Training. These funds totaling $15,000 are available in the City of Danbury's Ambulance Fund 005.2011-5300.2045. Number 10, receive the communication and adopt a resolution that will allow the City of Danbury to accept funding from the State of Connecticut Office of Policy and Management. This funding, not to exceed $23,900, will allow the city to connect to the Connecticut Education Network. No local match is required. Number 11, receive the communication, adopt a resolution that will allow the City of Danbury Fire Department to apply for and accept funding from the Firefighters Support Foundation. The funding for this grant will not exceed $5,000 and will assist the fire department in their equipment needs. Again, no local match is required. Number 12, receive the communication, adopt a resolution that will allow the City of Danbury Police Department to apply for and accept funding from the State of Connecticut Department of Transportation. This funding shall be used to aid the police department in enforcing laws regarding texting while driving. The projected cost of this program will not exceed $16,000. Through this grant, the state will provide 75% of the funding, while the city will be responsible for the remaining 25%. The funds are currently available in the Police Department 2013-14 budget. Number 13, receive the communication and authorize the Planning Department to conduct a survey to be sent to the property owners on Fairfield Avenue pertaining to renumbering. Number 14, receive the report of the ad hoc committee and approve the transfer of funds from the Historic Documents Reserve Fund to the Town Clerk Office Equipment and Outside Services accounts totaling $19,040. These funds are to be used to store historical materials and updates in land records, and that serves the consent calendar for March 4th.
Thank you, Mr. Majority Leader. What is your pleasure, Council? Mr. Knapp?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll make a motion to accept the consent calendar as presented.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Levy. Discussions related to the consent calendar. Seeing none, then I'll try your minds on acceptance of the consent calendar. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, may we have item 1, please?
Communication promotions in the fire department. Dear council members, I hereby submit for your confirmation the following appointments and promotions within the Danbury Fire Department. Promotion to Deputy Fire Marshal. Firefighter Gary Bruce. Firefighter Bruce started his career with the Danbury Fire Department on March 2nd of 26. He came to the Danbury Fire Department with volunteer firefighting experience from the Seymour Fire Department. Firefighter Bruce has demonstrated his desire to achieve and serve the department through the many certifications he has received throughout his fire career. These certifications include Fire Officer 1, Fire Service Instructor, Public Information Officer, Public and Life Safety Educator, and Fire Marshal. He has a BA in Accounting from the University of New Haven and has additional graduate level work in coursework in management. In addition, he volunteers with Habitat for Humanity as the running coach for the Greater YMCA of Waterbury. Firefighter Bruce has achieved the current rank of number 1 on the Deputy Fire Marshal eligibility list.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. What is your pleasure, counsel? Chief Curran, you have the floor.
Thank you, Your Honor. It gives me great honor to make the motion to approve the appointment of firefighter Gary Bruce to the position of Deputy Fire Marshal in the Danbury Fire Department.
Motion is seconded by Mr. Cavo. Any discussion about Mr. Bruce's promotion? Seeing none, then, I will try your minds. All those in favor of the promotion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Gary, congratulations. Good job. On behalf of the City Council, the City of Danbury, Chief Harold, Assistant Chief Weedle, and the entire team behind you, we just want to congratulate you on this wonderful milestone in your career. Just so proud to know you and to watch you in that interview and how well you handled some interesting questions, a few curveballs we threw at you, but you handled it well. And I know you're going to do our residents right by keeping them safe and secure in their homes and working with the best fire department in the state of Connecticut, if not the United States of America. So with that, I don't know if you have any family with you want to introduce?
Unfortunately, my wife Becky couldn't make it tonight, but I am surrounded by some of the greatest coworkers and mentors I could ever ask for. But thank you guys for everything. Chiefs, everyone, council, thank you very much. I am very excited at this new position, and I get to work with one of the nicest guys that I know. So thank you very much, Russell.
Congratulations, Gary. Don't tell Jim that stuff anymore. Okay? He's going to want more money, and it's going to get ugly. Okay. Madam Clerk, please continue.
Promotion to Fire Lieutenant, Firefighter Robert Shea Hansen. Firefighter Hansen started his career with the Danbury Fire Department on July 6th of 26. He came to the Danbury Fire Department with volunteer firefighting experience from the Bethel and the Brookfield Fire Departments. Firefighter Hansen also served as a 9/11 dispatcher at Northwest Public Safety and the Southbury Police Department. He is a fire service instructor, rescue corps technician, and EMT. Additionally, he's working on his degree in fire protection engineering and safety technology at Oklahoma State University. Firefighter Hansen has achieved the current rank of number 1 on the fire lieutenant eligibility list. It is quite evident that these both highly qualified and skilled individuals will be a tremendous asset to the Danbury Fire Department and to citizens of Danbury. I am proud and honored to submit their confirmations for promotions.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. What's your pleasure, counsel? Councilman Haddad.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to make a motion to accept the communication and approve the promotion of firefighter Robert Shea Hansen to Fire Lieutenant.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Chianese. Any discussion about Mr. Hansen's promotion? Seeing none, then, I will try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Shea, congratulations. Awesome job. Again, on behalf of the City Council, we just want to congratulate you on doing so well in this process. You two did a phenomenal job in the interview with the chiefs, myself, Ms. Alaska Warner, and we just think the world of you. You know you're going to serve our residents well. You really care about the city and have a really keen and unique insight into the Danbury Fire Department. So we're excited to have you as part of our leadership team. And I know these folks behind you that came out to see this tonight are equally excited for you as well. So I don't know if you have any family or friends with you want to introduce to us. We'd be happy to meet them.
My wife Jessica, my mom, Debbie Moss, mother-in-law Steve, and Dr.
Congratulations.
And again, thank you, Mayor Bowden, and council members, Chief Carroll, Chief Neal. I'm really excited, looking forward to
Thank you. Madam Clerk, item 2, please.
Communication, promotions in the police department. Dear council members, I hereby submit for your confirmation the appointment and promotion of the following accomplished members of the police department to the position of police detective. Police Officer Justin Williams. Officer Williams began his career with the Danbury Police Department on May 6, 24. Prior to coming to the Danbury Police Department, Officer Williams served 2 years with the New Fairfield Police Department. Officer Williams has made valuable contributions to the department by serving as a field training officer, where he has been able to impart his knowledge and exceptional policing skills upon new officers. He has also gained valuable insight and experience toward the role of detective by serving as a part-time evidence technician. As the recipient of the Exceptional Police Service Award in 2008 and 2013, the Life-Saving Medal in 25, and the numerous letters of appreciation and commendation, Officer Williams has demonstrated his commitment, professionalism, and desire to provide outstanding service to the department and public. Officer Williams has achieved the current rank of number 1 on the police detective eligibility list.
Keep going. We're going to do both, right? Oh, what's your pleasure?
I can.
Split them? Okay. What's your pleasure, counsel? Mr. Cavo?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my pleasure to receive the communication and make a motion that we confirm the appointment of Police Officer Justin Williams to the position of Police Detective here in the Danbury Police Department.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Perkins. Any discussion about the promotion of Justin Williams to the position of detective? I'm seeing none. I'll try your minds on the appointment. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Justin, congratulations. I want to congratulate you, Justin. I was proud to sit in your very first interview and hire you as a patrol officer in the city of Danbury. You come from a family of dedicated, loyal city of Danbury police officers and just good people. I know how proud they would be. They can't be here today, but I know how proud they are of you at this moment in making this leap to the next level of your career. And you were fantastic in the interview. The chiefs and I were very much impressed with the job that you did answering those questions. So congratulations to you on behalf of the entire city council and the city of Danbury. And I'd like to know who you brought with you tonight. So.
Well, my lovely wife, Jessica. Thank you to the chief, mayor, common council members.
Congratulations. Continue, Madam Clerk.
Second appointment is Police Officer Kevin Zalowski. Officer Zalowski began his career with the Danbury Police Department on December 2, 1997. Officer Zalowski has made valuable contributions to the department through the many roles he has served. Such roles and activities include Field Training Officer, Primary VALE, Domestic Violence Officer, Member of the Community Conditions Unit, Member of the ESU SWAT Team, Part-Time Mobile Operations Center operator, and recruitment team volunteer. As a true testament to his dedication, high standards in serving the public, and exceptional police work, Officer Zalowski has received many awards throughout his career as a Danbury police officer. He was recognized as the Danbury Rotary Club's Officer of the Year in April 25 and received a Life-Saving Award and Exceptional Police Service Award in 28. Additionally, he received meritorious citations in 203 and 204, as well as several unit citations and letters of appreciation and commendation. Officer Zalowski has achieved the current rank of number 2 on the police detective eligibility list. It is quite evident that these highly qualified and skilled individuals will be a tremendous asset in their new roles to the Danbury Police Department and to the citizens of Danbury. I am proud and honored to submit their confirmation for promotion to the position of police detective. Thank you for your consideration of these appointments. Sincerely, Mark D. Boughton, Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Cavo?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, with pleasure to receive the communication and confirm the appointment of Officer Zaleski to the rank of police detective.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Wetmore. Any discussion about the promotion? Seeing none, then, I will try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Kevin, congratulations. We are so proud from the city of Danbury to see you advance on the career ladder as well with the Danbury Police Department. You probably don't know this about Kevin, but he definitely has a very interesting sense of humor. I've seen it in action. But more importantly, he's an outstanding police officer, has spent a lot of time working in the Community Services Division as well as interfacing with our residents and helping them out with really whatever problem they might have at the moment. So I think him along with Justin will add a new dimension to our Detective Bureau, and certainly they're both so excited to get going. So, Kevin, congratulations. I don't know if you have anybody here you want to introduce? You're riding solo? God bless you, and good luck to you.
Just wanted to say thanks to the mayor, council members, chief.
Thanks, Kevin. Madam Clerk, item 3, please.
Communication, change of ordinance. Ordinance 2-535 to 2-547, Commission on Aging. Dear council members, in September 1974, the Danbury Common Council adopted an ordinance establishing the Commission on Aging. Since that time, and with the establishment of the Department of Elderly Services, the senior citizens of Danbury have benefited from the hard work of both the paid department staff and the volunteer commissioners. Given the changes in the way the city delivers services and supports to our seniors, the time has come to revise the language of our ordinances. As you will see, the changes seek to both recognize and emphasize the collaborative nature of the effort of both the Commission and the Department. Attached, you will find a copy of the proposed revisions for your review and consideration. Sincerely, Mark D. Boughton, Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. What's your pleasure, Council? Councilman Wetmore.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to send this to an ad hoc committee consisting of Corporation Counsel and the Director of Elderly Services for reports.
Ad hoc committee shall consist of the following: Councilman Cavo in the chair, Councilman Curran, and Councilman Sadi. Madam Clerk, item 4, please.
Communication, Danbury Innovation Center License Agreement.
What's your pleasure, Council? Mr. Levy?
Your Honor, I'd like to move this to an ad hoc committee, Corporation Counsel, and a representative from SCORE.
Ad hoc committee shall consist of the following: Mr. Levy in the chair. That'll be Mr. Fox and Mr. Visconti. Madam Clerk, item 5 was on consent. Item 6, please.
Communication, additional funds for public works maintenance. to Mark D. Boughton via the council from David St. Hilaire, Director of Finance. Pursuant to the attached request, I hereby certify the availability of $200,000 for vehicle and building maintenance. The appropriation will come from the contingency account 002.93005852.2900 and transferred to the accounts as listed in the attached request. The status of the contingency account is as follows. Budgeted amount, $450,000. Certification number 1 for civil prep, $7,500. And this request of $200,000 leaves a balance of $242,500. Please feel free to contact me should you require any additional information.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. What's your pleasure, counsel? Mr. DiGilio?
Honor, I make a motion to receive the communication and approve the transfer of funds for the vehicle and building maintenance accounts as requested by the Director of Finance.
Motion made, seconded by Councilman Wetmore. Discussion under this item. Discussion under this item. Mr. Sadi.
Thank you, Your Honor. Through you to the Director of Finance. Mr. St. Hilaire, given the balance in the contingency and noting these two reductions, is there anything currently foreseeable that can encumber the remaining 242 that we can anticipate, at this time, aside from, I'm not talking about tax settlement, anything like that, but anything that you can see coming down the pike in this fiscal year?
Well, if I knew it, I would come to the council with it.
Well,
I don't
No,
know.
what I mean is not, I'm not, well, what I'm saying is that, there are sometimes things that you can anticipate, maybe a month or two, we might need some additional funds for certain things that may be projected. A month ago, when at this council meeting under departmental reports, there was a statement from the Director of Public Works that he would likely be coming to us for more than $100,000. So that was known a month ago. So what I'm asking is just generally, is there any idea of foreseeable fiscal impacts on this remaining amount in contingency?
In reference to that, after last year's budget, the state changed their structure a little bit. As you know, we tend to put our budget together before theirs. And in that, they allocated a certain amount of money specifically for road maintenance and bridge maintenance and all that. Allowed in that, ironically and fortunately, is for snow removal and salt and sand and all that. And that's where those funds will come from to pay for this year's, which is very difficult. Fortunately, we had those funds. And that's currently being held in a special revenue fund, which is separate from the general fund. And so what we're in the process now is going through an accounting process to extract, once the winter is complete, extract that from Antonio's budget and move that into the special revenue.
So not to just use the layman's terms, so some of this is a wash from an accounting standpoint once we account for the state monies?
For the most part, yeah. It's
Okay.
taken a lot of pressure off of the public works area. There are other areas which we've been able to absorb through the regular process like we do every year.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Mr. Sadi. Further discussions related to this request? Seeing none, then, I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 7, please.
Communication, Community Sewerage System Agreement, Jensen's Lakeview Community. Dear Mayor and council members.
What's your pleasure, counsel? Mr. Knapp.
I'd like to refer this to an ad hoc with Corporation Counsel, the City Engineer, and reports from the Environmental Impact Commission and Planning Commission.
Referred to ad hoc committee. The committee shall consist of the following. I will put Mr. Haddad in the chair, Councilman Palma, and Councilman Shinisi. Madam Clerk, item 8, please.
Communication, expansion of city sewer service, Great Plain Road and Great Meadow Road.
What's your pleasure, counsel? Councilman Arcani?
I'd like to refer this item to the Planning Commission, City Engineer, and Environmental Impact Commission for reports.
Seeing no objection is so ordered. Madam Clerk, item 9, please.
Communication sidewalk easements from 42 to 46 Beaver Brook Road.
What's your pleasure, council? Councilwoman Loyola.
I received and referred the communication to the Planning Commission and the City Engineering Department.
Motion is made to refer to City Engineer and Planning Commission for department reports. Seeing no objection, is so ordered. Items 10 through 14 were on consent. Madam Clerk, item 15, please.
Ad hoc report, lease of property, 84 Hospital Avenue.
What's your pleasure, council? Mr. Knapp, you want the floor?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to recommit this to the original ad hoc for the purpose of the review of the lease license agreement.
Recommittal debatable. Motion's been made by Mr. Knapp to recommit this item, seconded by Mr. Sadi. Discussion under the motion to recommit. Let the ad hoc have another bite at this. Seeing none, then I'll try your minds on recommittal. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 16, please.
Ad hoc report, past due payments for the Whalers.
Okay. Mr. Cabo, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes, as all members have copies, and copies are on file in the Legislative Assistance Office.
Motion was made to waive the reading of the report, seconded by Mr. Rotella. All those in favor of waiving the reading of the report signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Motion carries unanimously. At this time, we'll entertain a motion related to this item. That would be Councilman Seabury.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to adopt the recommendation to committee of the ad hoc committee.
Second. Motion made and seconded to adopt the recommendations of the ad hoc committee. Discussion under this item. That was made by Mr. Seabury, seconded by Councilman Wetmore. Was the second. Got it? Mr. Seabury and Councilman Wetmore. Okay, discussion under this item. Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Signify by saying nay. Motion carries unanimously. Mr. President, may we have department reports, please?
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we waive the reading of the department reports, as all members have copies, and copies are on file in the Office of the Legislative Assistant.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Perkins. I will entertain discussion under department reports. Discussion under department reports. Mr. Cavo.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd just like to thank Mr. Iadarola and his team for the fabulous job they've been doing through this winter. I know you're catching a little bit of a break as February ended and March begins. We dodged a bullet a couple days ago, and I'm sure you and your staff appreciated that. But we do want to recognize all the hard work that you're doing and the great job that you're doing, and thank you for that.
Yeah, Mr. St. Hilaire and Mr. Iadarola had a couple of late nights trying to figure out what we're going to do to find all this money, but they've done a good job, and staff has done well, too. They're pretty worn out, but we'll get through it. Further discussions on our department reports. Seeing none, then I'll try your minds on their acceptance. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. I believe at this time we are going to be moving into executive session. Seconded by Mr. Cavo. For the executive session, I'll need the following individuals. I don't see Mr. Ferguson had a family emergency tonight, so he can't be here. Mr. St. Hilaire handled that. Mr. Yaman, Mr. Pinter. I think we're good other than that. The rest of you are released. Department heads released. Have a safe drive home. At this time, we are back in regular session, and I will entertain a motion regarding the items that were discussed in executive session. Mr. Cavo.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, in regards to item number 18 on our regular agenda, I'd like to make a motion that we receive the communication and authorize Corporation Counsel to settle the tax appeals as described and with the dollar amounts as described in executive session.
Second. Motion made and seconded by Mr. Fox. He's awful tired tonight. Any discussion? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. A couple quick things. Next month begins the start of budget month, so clear your calendars for the month. You guys know the drill at this point. We'll roll it out in April. As required by charter, we'll adopt it in May. But I just want to give you a heads up on that. We'll try to keep things as tight as we can in terms of meetings so that if you're on multiple committees, you don't have to keep coming back different nights. And as always, the staff is available once we actually present the budget to answer any questions you might have during the week, et cetera. And so with that, I'll extend to all committees and entertain a motion to adjourn. Made by Mr. Seabury, seconded by Mr. Cabo. All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. All opposed? We are adjourned.